That's what we're going to try.
Yes, so everybody, the recording is started. So Patty, if you want to field, you're here. Patty, if you want to bring your dad in, then yeah, let's roll. Let's let them chat. Let's see what these lost voices have to say. I'm excited.
Okay, well, Chuck's in there with him, so he should be able to hear when Phil starts talking.
Okay, so can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
I
you,
can hear you.
Excellent. Okay, I just want to make sure that Field and Ray would be able to carry on a conversation here.
Okay, I'm Field. And so am I
Me,
talking to the 91-year-old Marine?
talking to you.
Who, you
Okay.
talking to me?
I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm supposed to
Talk,
be talking
you're
to the
talking to the old.
91-year-old Marine.
I got the old jarhead right here. His name is Ray CORRIVEAU.
Oh, good.
This is
Yeah. Well, Ray, I don't want to alarm you, and I know it's been a number of years since you've been kicking ass and taking names and killing motherfuckers, but we have a situation now in the United States of America where we need to call up about three old Marines, and I'm one, you're one, and we're looking for the third guy because it's going to take Marines with a lot of experience and big balls to get this job done. But we have to take out a majority of the elements of our Congress and our Senate who have been trafficking children and pocketing millions, if not billions of dollars. And please, I know you're 91, so your hearing might be a little bit challenged by mine from being around big guns and jet engines. But um, are you willing to join me and the other Marine, which we don't have yet, in exposing the global crimes of the States Congress and Senate in the form of trafficking children and committing treason against the United States? And and Ray, you can either say yes or yes. Either way, I'll be happy.
Yes.
Say it loud.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now, you used to be an O3, which means infantry, and you used to be a military policeman during the Korean War, and you survived. And I'm glad you did survive. So many Marines and to a lesser degree other military people didn't get through that event alive, which is a terrible shame. And I lay that at the feet of the Congress and the Senate. But I'm glad you're here today because I don't know if your uniform still fits, but if your uniform still fits and we can get your ID card updated, we can turn you into a global hero. And I think you have a daughter named Patty. Is that right, my young Marine friend?
No. Yeah, we have that. Yeah, I got a daughter named Patty.
Yeah, well, good. Yeah, Patty's a lovely lady. I've never met her, but I don't have to meet them to understand their character. And she's got a good heart, and I understand she has a good husband named Chuck. And speaking of Chuck, people like Chuck Schumer make me want to up Chuck, and people like Nancy Pelosi make makes me want to call Elon Musk. And I'd say, now that you've taken down the Nancy Pelosi Memorial Building in San Francisco, um, would you please hurry up and put the cuffs on Nancy Pelosi and then give her a quick and fair tribunal before you execute her? And I'm asking that question to Elon Musk or President Donald John Trump. I'm not asking that to anybody that might ever hear this recorded phone conversation between myself and the Marine, because this is all classified. And I would never want to have anybody understand that my name is Field McConnell, because then they might say something stupid like, Field, shut up. And I'd say, uh, pardon me, but who told me to shut up? And if they were dumb enough to tell me, I would say, would you kindly go fuck yourself before I get excited? Over to you, Marine.
I'll talk to the jarhead. What has he got to say?
Well, he just told you about what the condition of our country now,
Yeah,
and he
well,
wants to hear about what you did in the military back in the day.
all I did in the military was take care of the prisoners at Naval Air Station, Jacksonville, Florida. My colonel, my colonel was, he's military himself, Colonel Tritel, and he put me in charge under him with the prisoners at Naval Air Station in Jacksonville, Florida. And things have been working real good with police work, and they're not too happy about the way things are working over there as far as being in a brig. Well, the fuckers need to be in a brig because they deserve it, and that's all they're going to get from me. So there's a lot of things that they don't need and they want to get, but they're not getting it from me because they deserve to go to the brig and naval air station, and they're not too happy there, and they don't need to be happy nowhere. They're lucky to get something to eat. They don't need nothing to eat at the brig. They don't do nothing but aggravate people. So they don't aggravate me because I'm in charge of the 25 uh, brig, and nobody's going to mess up with my Colonel Tritel's man. And he's a hard-working man. He has a lot of faith in me, and there's only one thing I don't like about him. He thinks he's shit don't stink, but I got better news for that. It does stink, it smells, and he might be in a brig himself. And so Colonel Trottel says, we don't deserve that in Naval Air Station, but he's there, so we're going to have to do the best we can with him. But thanks to Colonel Tritel that's with us right now, he's not going to go ahead and let nothing like that happen. So anyway, we got a bunch of jarheads that are going to eat in the brig. Got a lot of people in the brig because they deserve to be there, and they don't deserve a place as good as the brig. As far as I'm concerned, they ought to go to jail and just throw their fucking keys away, like we deserve not to get, and which we will not get. And
What do you think about President Trump, Daddy?
I think he's the best we could find. President Trump has got everything together. He knows what he wants done, and he ain't gonna put something out here that ain't gonna work. And Mr. Trump is turned everything around already, and he's a great guy. And if it wasn't for him, we would not get where we're at right now. And he'll forget more than some of the people will ever know. I like Trump. He's done a lot already, and I hope he continues doing what he's doing, and I'm sure he will. And he's worked hard. He's still working hard, and he knows a lot about prisoners. Been around quite a bit, and I've known him for quite some time myself, and I'm proud to be with him. And he's got his head screwed on straight, believe me. And he's a very good gentleman. He don't say something that he can't. He don't say anything that he can't back up. I know President Trump, and we just become a new president with us, and he's doing a good job, and he's taking care of the brig, and he says I'm doing a decent job, and I said you're gonna have to do better than that. No, he come back and said, well, you're doing a damn good job too. I said, okay, I appreciate it. So anyway, we got guys in a brig, and we take them out for surveys. We take them out of the brig and let them look and see outside of the brig what they threw away by not behaving themselves and being a bunch of shit as they've been hanging with. But I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to put you in the damn brig myself, and you're not going to deserve nothing. until you deserve it on black and white, and help other people that needs the help. And if you can't help them, we can't help you. So think about what needs to be done in your life. I have a cousin, his name is Freddie Pouliot. Him and I went to the Marine Corps, joined, and and he got smart ass Naval Air Station being a brig, and he started shooting his mouth off, and then he wouldn't do nothing what Colonel Tritel told him to do. So he said, we don't need to be doing what we're doing. We need to go around there and kill them fucking Japs. And I told him right now, do not, under any circumstances, make no stupid move. And if you do, you're going to make it. So anyway, one evening, in the evening, about 10 o'clock, he says, this is Trump not talking now. This is my cousin, and I'm not proud of him at all. I am saying what he said. And he says, sometime during the night, I'm going to go and kill me some fucking Japans, some Japs, Germans, or whatever I can find. I said, you ain't going no damn place. If you're going to go any place, you're going to go to break two, Pouliot. Fred Pouliot. You think I'm proud of that son of a bitch? He's my cousin, Fred, blood cousin. And he ain't going to do nothing to hurt anything that Mr. Trump has worked so hard for. And if somebody gets killed, it's going to be him, not Trump. Mr. Trump worked real hard to come into Naval Air Station in Jacksonville to help us and help Mr. Trump to do the good things that needs to be done. He ain't worth the shit. And but he is what he is, and he got the job as at the brig. Colonel Tritel told him that we're going to give him another chance to do the right thing. And if he's not going to do the right thing, well, we're going to put him with the prisoners at the brig and see if he can straighten up. And if he can't straighten up, well, he's going to serve exactly like the rest of the prisoners. And that's my cousin. I'm not proud of him. And he thinks his don't stink, but it does. I told him one day, don't try to be something that you're not. All you are is a damn jarhead like me, and I don't try to do something that I can't. I know how. Jarhead. I work hard to do the right thing. Prisoners, we the flag. I don't care who's pulling up the flag, but everybody that's walking outside, that's not appreciation the flag, they're going to go to the brig themselves. So I don't need to go ahead and go over that again. Uh, I love the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Navy works real hard. And the Navy that cooks for the Marines do a good job. Food they cook good. But there's no way in the world nobody's going to hurt.
Motherfucker. Use my fucking phone.
Hey, Patty, was the guy who said motherfucker your father Ray?
God damn it.
I don't see Patty in here.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure. I know I didn't say motherfucker because
That the guy was going to act like an ass, but I hate to say it. He's my cousin, and he brags about things he's going to do, and he said he's going to do this.
Yeah, Phil's talking to him. Go ahead, Phil.
no, I don't want to interrupt the 91-year-old. I just was curious. Somebody said motherfucker, and it wasn't me, because had it been me, I probably would have said cocksucking motherfucker. So I
You
think
want
it was,
to place here, sit here?
No. It's fine. Phil's just talking to you now.
Well, see, I didn't know he was gonna say anything because he was not in the Marine Corps.
Right, so go ahead and Phil's gonna finish talking to you, Daddy. You were talking about the guys disrespecting the flag and all, so Phil's
Well,
talking now.
anyway, getting back to the flag, we had 4 Navy persons that followed me and the flag before we put the flag up for flowers up in the air. I call them flowers because they look like flowers. But anyway, the flag went up, and behind us there was 6 civilian people that don't want to do the flag. So I stopped all my men behind me and put them all at a fucking attention where they deserve. And they're good people, and they're going to do what I tell them to do, or they're going to be in a damn brig. That's all they're going to be. Nobody's going to change my way of thinking. Colonel Tritel says, Ray, you got to go in good. Do it. So anyway, uh, Colonel Tritel came up and he says, Ray, you're doing a good job. You got 7 or 8 prisoners behind you. I want those behind the jail ASAP, ASAP as soon as possible. That's what it means. And then I turned everything about face. And when I did that, the 6 civilians that were behind them, they wouldn't pay attention to what I had to say and do. So I called the military at Naval Air Station, 8 prisoners. I called them there to pick up those guys and take them to jail and put them in a brig for 6 fucking years they're going to deserve. And Colonel Tritel said, Ray, you're doing a good job, and take him to the brig and put him in there for as long as he deserves. Anybody don't honor the flag, you don't deserve us. That's all.
well, Ray, this is Field. Now I'm much younger than you. I'm only 75. And so there's a lot I can learn from you,
Well,
but I've already learned that if people don't honor the flag of the United States of America, there's a senior Marine enlisted person down at Naval Air Station, Jacksonville, Florida, who's going to cause them to maybe respect the flag of the United States a little bit more, or they'll be having 3 hots and a cot, which that's Marine Corps talk, for 3 hot meals a day and an uncomfortable cot to sleep in or try to sleep in. But if somebody's not respecting the United States of America after they've sworn an oath, to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, I agree with you, Ray, that they need to be put in a place where they can come to grips with the reality. And maybe we could even cut their rations down to 1 hot meal a day if that wouldn't violate some regulation. But most of the regulations are created by worthless people in our Congress and our Senate, and there's nobody worse than attorneys. They don't know what it is to serve America. They don't know what it is to defend America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And then they also don't know what it's like to be shot in combat. And you can tell by my voice, Ray, that I've never been killed in combat, and neither have you. And hopefully you weren't shot at. If you were shot at, I hope you weren't hit. But a lot of our brothers and sisters in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines have paid the ultimate price for wanting to serve their country. And now finally, after years and years of waiting, I got in the military in 1967, and now we're in 2025. For the first time in 33 and 25 is 58 years, we have a legitimate president named Donald John Trump who wants people in the military to honor their oath. And Donald John Trump, if he were to order the military into combat, then he would want the military to have the armament, the training, and the balls to kick the ass of anybody anywhere in the world. And only the Marines can go on foreign soil with no congressional approval. And that's why the Marines are called the president's own. Marines can go anywhere in the world and combat and conduct combat operations without even telling the Congress, because the Congress is too busy trying to cover up their child trafficking and their treason. And I hope I don't sound like a radical, Ray. What do you have to say in response to my recent little outburst?
Well, I can say this. I've been involved with Colonel Tritel. He's a great guy. He knows two and two is four, not 22. So anyway, one day we were going, we were going to put 4 or 8 prisoners in the brig, but prior to that, we had a big place there that we put temporarily people before they go to jail, the brig. And so therefore we went over there and to keep them behind the chain, and not the chain but the bar fence, and they had a lot of people there waiting to go to the jail brig. So therefore my colonel says to me, since we had about 40 people by the brig and the fence, he says, Ray, he says, I see somebody on that fence that's way up and halfway up, and he's going to get away from the fence. And he said, I want you to take care of that, Ray. That guy is not getting away from this brig. So I want you to take care of it. And he says, what kind of weapon you carrying? I said, I'm carrying a military M1 rifle, the best piece of iron there is. And he said, what are you going to do with that fence? I said, he's going to come down in one word, jump off, or I'll shoot him in the back. So what happened? The guy would not pay attention to my voice. So anyway, I shot him in the back, hit him in the back leg. He fell back over the fence. Military came over, when Naval Air Station military, they came out, pick him up to the brig, serve him, put him in the hospital, and then Colonel Tritel told Ray, he says, they're lucky they didn't have 5 of them there, because Ray would have shot all 5 of them. And I would have, Colonel, I really would have. Nobody gets away from you or me. Thank you.
Very good.
That's all I can say.
You do good, Daddy. You're doing
That's
good.
it. I remember every piece.
You remember all of it, don't you?
I remember all of it. I remember the people that don't deserve Colonel Tritel either.
Disrespecting the flag and trying to hop the fence and go, huh?
Yeah,
Makes
he
you
did.
emotional, huh?
Colonel Tritel was one of a kind, and we had a lot of people in the brig, and they were good people, but they're lazy ass people. Don't want to work, don't want to do what they're supposed to do. So I had them moved out to the place where military go there to eat lunch and dinner. They don't need men there, they need candy asses. So that's where they went to eat, and they had a good food. The food was good and everything, but they didn't stay in the Marine Corps very long, maybe about 6, 7 months at the most. Then they got transferred home with their mom and dad.
Yeah, and like when the military would go out, for a night on the town, what was that like? Like
Well, then we let the Marines go down to the brig, not the brig, but go see,
downtown?
go downtown, go to the city, and enjoy themselves there, because they had a whole evening off, and they did real good. They turned around, and then they got a little bit out of space, so we turned them all around, because they wouldn't deserve what they were getting. So we turned them around, and we made them all go back to the brig and try to understand them. It was not a party they were going. It was a job, military job they were doing for the federal government. and you had to do exactly what the Colonel Tritell told me to make them do, but they refused to do it, so we sent them back to civilian life.
And did they dress nice when they went off the base? Did they have to dress a certain way?
No,
Or?
all their clothes they had on was civilian clothes. We weren't too proud to let them leave in Marine Corps life. We could,
In their uniforms?
in their uniforms, they could not leave like that because they didn't serve it, don't deserve it, shouldn't even have been there to start with.
Yep. So they just let them go from the Marines?
No,
Did
they,
they went to
well,
the brig
they took
instead?
them to discharge, and the Marines, Naval Air Station, discharged them to civilian life, and then they put them on the street.
Yeah, because they didn't deserve to be a Marine.
No, that's right. They didn't deserve. They weren't Marines, and there's no excuse for them to act the way they did. Because at the beginning, I thought I had me some good men. They were, but they were candy asses. They didn't want to go in and do what they were told. So they finally did, and finally did everything that needed them to do. And there weren't as many as we left, but they find out that civilian life is the life, but not life of Marines.
Right. You had to be strong. And Phil was in the Marines too.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed being in the Marine Corps myself. I did a good job. I had a lot of good food. I did everything that Colonel Tritell told me to do, no matter what it was. And Colonel Tritell says that was a good guide that I had for myself. And when I told him to do something, he did an about face right away, and there's no bullshit about it.
Yeah. Phil, what do you think about President Trump?
I say,
Oh,
if I
I,
could find another man like Mr. Trump, I would enjoy for him to join together and help Trump do what he's doing so he can rest a little bit. And he's doing a hell of a job. You think that Trump was doing all that by himself? He had some of his own men helping him, and Mr. Trump was glad to get him.
Yeah. Now Phil's going to talk to you.
Phil,
yeah,
you
go ahead, Ray.
still there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. I have a
Okay,
question for you, Ray.
He wants to ask you something, Daddy.
Go ahead and ask me anything you want.
Yeah, when
I'm
those
not
candy ass motherfuckers, the people that were disrespecting the flag or not following your orders, when you would approach them from behind with your M1 uh, automatic rifle, did it have a bayonet on it? And
Yeah,
did you ever
I
stick
had
them in the ass to get them to move along?
to be stuck in their back or anywhere we could do to disturb them, take them back to the brig. And if they wouldn't do it, the military M1 would see that they would do what they were told if they had to be shot in the leg.
Yeah, well, good for you. That is what younger people in America would call my way or the highway.
Highway.
Yeah, no, you got to do what you're told. That's what the military is about, following orders. And if you can't follow orders, then go back to being a civilian and destroy your future, destroy your life. And sayonara, asshole. The Marine Corps is about discipline and willing to give your life to save your country. Did I get that right, Ray?
That's exactly right. And they did the right thing, what he told them to do, and they saved their own ass if they hadn't done it.
Yeah, no kidding. Because nobody needs to be lost. We don't need less people in our force. We need more people, but we only need people who can understand an order and the authority of an order and the ramifications if one of these candy asses doesn't want to follow an order. Then you can get a poke with a bayonet or you can get a 7.62 round from an M1. Is that right, Ray?
That's exactly right. And I had an M1 and a 45 hook on my side,
Okay.
And if that M1 didn't work, the M1 would.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've just got to take 30 seconds to answer my door. Uh, but I'm listening. Go ahead, Ray.
No, well, I appreciate your time and the time that I took. And Colonel Tyrell, he is a fantastic man, and he deserves everything that he
Taught you.
got. And he didn't say nothing that he didn't deserve to say. And
You're
Colonel
still good.
Tyrell is a fantastic man because he's been around a long time, and he trained me a long time for a perfect brig work, and I could handle the prisoners pretty good because I treated all the prisoners. They weren't bad people; they were good people, but they didn't pay attention. But they turned their way around. They started turning around my way and Colonel Tritel's way right away. No bullshit about it. And he, all the prisoners, they did what we told them to do. And Colonel Tritel says, I don't know how you train somebody so fast, but they did exactly everything they did. But I said, Colonel, sir, I will call you sir because you sure are, sir. They did what you said. That's all. That's all. Now, except my cousin, uh, he he thought he knew everything about the Marine Corps, and he was
Hard headed, huh?
he was just a hard ass fucking Frenchman. Excuse my language. And he wouldn't want to do anything. The only thing he wanted to do, he called himself gung ho. He wasn't a Marine. He was a jackass. He wanted to go ahead and get up with his M1 and go down not too far over where some of the Germans were, Japs were rather, and he wanted to get out of his bed, go over there and kill some Japs, and we wouldn't let him do that. If it was just about to become a prisoner himself, talking like that. So anyway, he went he went to the brig himself just for about a week.
Straighten up.
Well, I put him to the bridge. Colonel didn't want him to be with us, so he
Got straight.
well, I don't know if he really got straight, but he got good enough where he was not going to be a Marine anymore. So we transferred him to civilian life. And, and then he says, I'm sorry. I said, don't know what the word sorry means. You already lost it. So you go down to the Guidon down there and go with Colonel Tritel, and he'll tell you what you need to do to become a civilian again.
And get out of the Marine Corps.
Well, he knows what that means. I didn't have to say nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So feels
And
good.
I want to thank you for taking the time to wasting your time on my time. But if I had to start over again, I'd be one of your men. You understand that? I hope you do, because you're a perfect guy that what we need, and you've done a fantastic job. And people like you are hard to get, but sometimes you find a few, and you were one of the few, maybe more than a few. But I got to give Colonel Tritel a hell of a pat on the back because that guy, he knows more than I'll ever forget. He'll forget more than I'll ever
Oh,
know.
no.
Excuse that backwards.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoy going to boot camp. I enjoy to eat in the Marine Corps. I enjoy everything about the Marine Corps. Everything I had to do with the M1s, the 45, stay in the building was full of terrible situation, and nobody can live in it but a short period of time. But I had about 5 hours of trying to live in that kind of living. So Colonel Trottel says, you've had all your time you need in there, son, and I'm going to call you son because you would be my son.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. You get emotional talking about the old days, don't you?
Yeah,
It brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. I wish I could go back.
You'd do it all over again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. And I would show more report to the military men that wanted to become hardened Marines, but they just didn't know how to take orders good enough to pass what needed to be passed. And you have to do first thing that they're told you one time. The weapons you have to learn as fast as you can, and you got to have good eyesight to shoot. No candy ass trying to show things to people that they don't even know what they're talking about.
Right, so
So-
they had to be sharp and skilled and,
That had to be, no disrespect, but they had to be like me. They had to do what they were told, no matter what.
yeah.
You just do it. And then when we went to the machine to shoot the M1 rifles, they try to do things that they didn't want them to do. Practice, practice, practice. Oh, everything there. That's all we want to do. We don't want you to show off, nothing else. Do what you said, and then we'll train you as we go down, and then you'll have it all made.
So you do the job we tell you, not what you want to do, what
Yeah.
we need you to do as
Yeah.
a Marine, right?
That's right.
And that's what Field did too.
That's right. You did a good job yourself, and I thank you so much for putting up with my crap. But anyway, I didn't have no stripes on. I took them all off. So anyway, I went from 0 to 0. But anyway, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I enjoy talking to you, and you make a hell of a school teacher. You do school teacher in civilian life for Mr. Trump.
Yeah, he's a Marine for Mr. Trump too. Once a Marine, always Marine.
That's it.
It's up to you.
Don't forget, a Marine's always a Marine, no matter what they say. What do you think yourself? And in your heart, you'll always be one. Keep all your equipment. You never know. Trump might call you back.
Are you there, Field?
I'm here. I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just wondering if you heard him, Ray. He was giving you quite the compliments.
I heard it and I was moved to tears, but I didn't cry because Marines don't cry. They just open up. And what open up means is bring the final protective fire and make the motherfuckers go away or be dead. Either or, doesn't matter. Their choice.
You feel the same way, Daddy?
I feel the same way, and I think everybody ought to get the same word. No matter to join the Marine Corps, you got to give them what they need, whether they like it or not. Okay?
Stand for your country, right?
Right.
Well, Ray, thank you very much for your service to the United States of America. And notice, please, I'm a very polite guy and I'm shy. And when I said those useless motherfuckers, I didn't say those cocksucking motherfuckers because that would make the people in our Congress and our Senate be ashamed of themselves because they know they're cocksucking motherfuckers. And I work for President Trump, although I don't have a job. I don't have an oath. I took 4 oaths a long time ago to serve and protect the Constitution of the United States of America, the people of the United States of America, and the landmass of the United States of America. And if anybody wants to fuck with me, and some have tried, you better bring a lot of help because he who shoots first shoots best. Over to you, Ray.
How old am I?
No, he said over to you. How do you
Yeah.
think about what he
I'm
said?
sorry. Over to me. I learned more talking to you than I have in the past on Paris Island, South Carolina. They work your ass off over there, and you deserve to do everything that you were told to do. And I would not trade that for nothing. And I love Paris Island, South Carolina. I love the bullshit they give me. and the water I had to walk into, and the bullshit that they said I couldn't make it, and some of the guys that said they couldn't make it, they didn't make it. I made it.
That's it. And if you do it all over again, you would, wouldn't you?
I wish I stayed in the Marine Corps. I really do. But
Well, Ray, I wish I could have served with you in the Marine Corps because in 1975, I was in the Navy training squadron, even though I was a Marine, and I was put in charge of the engine shop of an A4 squadron. That's an A4 Skyhawk. And I walked into the engine shop one day, and I can still remember it, even though it's, let's see, 75, 25, that's 50 years ago. And I said to the first class petty officer, whose name was Dale Burnham, and I can't believe I remember this. I said, hello, Petty Officer Burnham. My name is Field McConnell, and I'm in charge of the engine shop. So are you ready to listen to my orders? And he said, yes, sir. And I said, I'm not going to be down here very often. As long as we have aircraft to fly and engines that are reliable, you won't see me. But if any officers come down here and try to fuck with your enlisted men, I will go fuck with them and they will know not to come down to your shop anymore and fuck with you or your men. I said, so Petty Officer Burnham, do you understand my feeling about you and your men? I respect you and nobody's going to fuck with you. Any questions? And he said, no, sir. No, I did.
there's no questions, but I wish we were both together at the time.
Well, no, I would have loved it. And if you were ever in my circle of influence, you would have been promoted to Master Gunnery Sergeant in 12 seconds. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much for the well done.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your 91 years of life and your service in the United States with with the Marine Corps. And your time was well spent. Your experience was hard earned, and your future is established in heaven. Because when God thinks it's time for you to get your reward, He's going to call you home. And don't be surprised if He calls you Master Gunnery Sergeant Ray, because I don't have any authority, but I don't need any authority. Fuck with America, I'm going to fuck with you. And your daughter, Patty, can tell you I'm not fucking around. This is serious. And Donald Trump knows it's serious. And Donald Trump one time sort of helped me get out of jail when I was in Florida because I protect children from child trafficking. And I don't care who's doing the child trafficking, including both Clintons, actually three of them. Chelsea gets no break. My own sister, John McCain, George H.W. Bush, G.W. Bush, and almost all of our Congress and Senates. And so I just like to say something very respectful to our Congress and Senate right now. Fuck with the duck, you'll get the bill. Over to you, Ray.
That's pretty good, huh?
Thank you very much for that. And I don't know if I deserve it or not, but anyway, I'll take it. And
You-
you take care of yourself, and I'll never forget you because you're full of shit anyway.
Yeah, I'm full of shit, but if somebody wants to fuck with me, they'll be full of lead.
But don't tell them to call me because I'm out of it.
Oh, no, it's okay. I can handle, I mean, as long as there's not 400 people, I can probably command the situation because they're a bunch of lackluster pussies that don't know how to fight.
But I know how to handle a water-cooled machine gun.
Yeah, that would work because the reason you need water cooling for a machine gun is because the rapid rounds heat up the barrel and it could distort the barrel, which would distort the accuracy of the shots. So if we ever get into an armed confrontation, I'll be your water boy and you be my gunner and they'll pay a price. How's that sound, Ray?
That's real good. One thing I want to tell you, you just don't know how hard I did trying to steal an M1, but I never did get it.
Yeah. Well, if you want an M1, I think I could probably find one, and I might have to doctor the paperwork to get it to Florida. On the other hand, I could drive my hearse down there and cover it up with a dead body in the back. And it's really naughty to be disrespectful to a corpse. And so if I got pulled over for a license plate tab that's out of date, the police officer would not want to say, "Who's the stiff in the back?" And I'd say, "Well, there's room for two. Are you going to fuck with me, or are you going to drive away and turn your lights off?" And then he'd probably say, "Oh, suddenly I have to go to get a hamburger. See you later, sir." So anyway, no, we're on the same team, Ray, and Patty will help you communicate with me anytime you want. Okay?
Well, I'll have to give that some thought because you almost talk French. I talk French. And
Say something in French, Daddy.
moi, je parle français. C'est pas que si tu veux, moi, je parle français. I said, I speak
Okay, here's my response, and it's in fluent French. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
No, je couche pas avec toi.
No, I'm
Moi,
straight too.
Moi, on va coucher avec ta femme.
Yeah. Well, as long as you crochet with somebody you like, there is no wrong, but you shouldn't crochet avec anyone if you're not devoted to them. And that a song by the Everly Brothers back in 1958. I'm always devoted to you. Anyway, I can't sing for shit, Ray, but it's been very nice talking to you.
Monsieur, merci beaucoup. Je vous aime. Au revoir.
Au revoir. God bless
Adios.
you.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Ray. This was awesome.
We will come back and see you one day.
Come see me any day. And if you could stand to ride for 1,200 miles, your daughter Patty and your son-in-law Chuck know where I live, and they could come here. And as long as I knew you were coming, I wouldn't shoot through your windshield. Come to think of it. Oh, go ahead.
No, he was just laughing at you, Phil. Go ahead.
He's still
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what more you got to say because it's all lies anyway. But anyway, I appreciate you calling me and you listening to me. And 94% of everything I told you was perfectly true.
What about
Well,
the other 6%?
And the rest of them is bullshit. But
Well,
anyway,
well,
thank
Ray,
you so much.
Ray, thank you very much for, calming down your language and not saying a bunch of motherfucking bullshit, because that would offend the ladies. And, it's as Marines, it's not our job to offend the ladies. It's our job to inseminate the ladies so they can have little baby Marines.
You agree?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, no kidding. And that's why I have 95 ex-wives and 319 sons and daughters. And, if you fuck with the duck, you'll get the bill. And you can pay the bill or you can pay with your life. Those are your choices.
You get the bull, not the bill, the bull.
Yeah,
Hey,
the bull has two horns, one for your asshole and one for your nuts.
oh yeah, that's one for my miss, all right.
You're nuts.
Well, you
Yeah.
take care of yourself. Next time you want to get involved, some more bullshit, call me. We'll talk all damn night.
Okay, I'll talk to your daughter, Patty, but I have to go out to lunch now because I haven't had a thing to eat all day. But I've sure enjoyed talking to you, Ray. God bless you and thank you for your service.
I hope you need the food, but don't eat for nothing.
No,
Thank you
I
very
generally
much.
I eat food. I don't eat shit. I spit it back in the face of the Congress, the Senate, and the courts.
Merci beaucoup. Moi, je parle français. Bonjour,
Yep.
monsieur.
Bonjour, mon frère.
That's it.
All right. Oh, gosh. No, I'm dying.
Okay, bye-bye, Patty.
Bye, Field. Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Phil. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Jenny. And Jenny, can I throw in a God bless you?
Or
Of
she?
course, of course.
God bless you, Jenny. From all the women I've ever not met, and I haven't met many, and I haven't met you, but I think that maybe you should go to a urologist and see if you have testicles, because you certainly have a lot of nerve, and I appreciate that. So thank you for having the balls to let people with balls talk.
Of
Good
course. That's
job.
what my podcast is all about. Real raw talk. So let her rip, potato chip.
Okay, here it comes. You fuck with America, and I'm going to fuck with you. And that's a warning to the Congress, the Senate, and the courts.
Adios. Order, monsieur.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I'm going to go out to lunch right now. I hope I can find a lunch date. But at my age, women just shriek and run.
And you're full of shit too.
Okay, I'm going to push my off button in 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Set.